The story of this anime is the incarnation of Tamakoi Kanata into the weakest goblin, who is called Gaboro after he suffered an unfortunate death. However, Gaboro was able to retain the memories of his previous life and obtained an extraordinary development. In addition to that, he became strong enough to obtain increases in his abilities through, he ate other creatures to gain their sustenance. If you liked the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. The story begins on a dark night with a character lying on the ground being stabbed by an unidentified girl, and it is clear that she enjoys killing him. After the boy's death, he opens his eyes and wonders why I am still alive. Who is this dirty green monster? The monster fed him a boiled worm, and the next day, when he woke up, he found himself surrounded by children, and looking at his hands, it turned out that he was a child as well. He came back to life in the body of a green creature. He started crying. On the third day, he found his body growing rapidly, and it became clear that goblins mature very quickly, and he began to produce a sound. The matter did not affect him as he became another being. What was important to him was that he got another chance, and he said this time he will survive. On the fourth day, the old man came offering them food and told them, "This is the last food I will give you, and the rest you will have to get yourself." When he went out for the first time after 4 days, he found himself in a large forest, with scary birds, and completely different plants. About the world he knew, and he got to know the largest goblin among the children, whose name was Gobkichi. Because of hunting, they found a rabbit that they wanted to catch. The plan was for one to chase the prey and the other to hunt it. The idea succeeded, and they hunted the rabbit. His huge friend wanted to eat it alone, but our friend hit him and told him that we should share the food. He was examining the rabbit's horn to see if he could make a weapon out of it. Something strange happened, but he did not know what happened. He and his huge friend began to eat to the point where we believed the huge one. He began to cry and thank Gobro. Eat or cry, choose one. They started hunting again, but this time with a rabbit's horn, which made things easier, and they started hunting again. After that, features appeared on Gobro's face as if he had obtained some ability, as he went back to his memories of when he was in the human world, and the ability he was born with was absorption. In simple words, he can eat anything, something, iron, gold, poison. He takes on the characteristics of anything he eats. And it seems that any ability he had in his old life will be controlled, after he hunted in an amazing way that amazed our huge friend. And GoPro must develop himself because there are many monsters in this world. The world has enormous powers, and on the 6th day, a girl named Gobmi came to them, amazed to hear that they had eaten horned rabbits. This means that it is difficult to obtain such prey, and that someone died after being wounded by a horned rabbit. She was impressed by the strength and blood of Gobro, and the huge Sedkna asks her about himself. She answered without looking at him that it was normal. Gobro proposed to her the idea of coming with them fishing tomorrow, and she liked it very much. On the 7th day, the rain was disrupting, so the hunting was postponed until the next day. After that, Gobro went to inspect the food supply, as he wanted to make weapons from them. When he entered, he was shocked by the presence of a human being captive in this place, and the reason was clear to him. This old man named Gobji, who gave him the name Gobro, he is the sheik of this cave. And the sheik says to him, "I think your level will rise quickly. I did this, can you see it?" He started moving his hands, and a message appeared containing the level he has now, and the old man told him that if you reach level 100, you will be able to evolve into a more advanced living being, and you will be lucky if you are the only one who does this among dozens. It turns out that goblins age quickly, as this old man in his 20s. He thinks that the young men will come here and then you will see how advanced the goblins are, wondering what the next prey they will bring within. On the 8th day, the trio went hunting, and this time the prey is poisonous snakes. The goblins act as support, our hero fights from medium distances, and our small friend acts as an attacker. This time, there was a lot of hunting because the number of the group this time was high, and they were enjoying the food. Gobro got the message of gaining an ability, which is thermal imaging, so that he can resist poison and search. You scent. Here we discover that whenever he eats a meal, he gains a certain ability with it, and that whenever he eats strong prey, he gains with many abilities. his huge friend asked him about his ability to eat the head of a snake, and he forbade it because it was poisonous. Then Gobro began to eat it because he had become resistant to poisons, and decided to survive in this world in his second life. On the 9th and 10th days, it was like normal days. Hunting took place on the 11th day. 10. They made a mistake as they went to explore the caves. Without knowing what was in it, the bats came out and ran away from them, and asked our huge friend to defend them. Gobro started fighting them and used his evil eye ability. All the bats stopped and started hunting them. After they ate the bats, Gobro got echolocation ability, so if a Gobro eats prey, it gets the supernatural ability that these animals have, and thus it gets a new set of abilities, and some goblins were watching them while they were dying of hunger. On the 12th day at night, a group of goblins came to eliminate them, on the Gobro, but he used his ability and started fighting them, and our huge friend was asleep, dreaming of food. They were all killed. Suddenly, one of them died because the Gobro had not controlled his poison yet. Suddenly, a Gobro appeared and caught one of them. She wanted to kill him, but the Gobro stopped her. On the 13th day, it was hunting day, and this time the prey was a huge, strong pig that was difficult to catch. At first, Gobmi sent a stone at him to knock down a weapon. Gobro dropped it to the ground and killed him. They started eating again and he gained a new ability, which is sexual desire. After finishing eating, they decided to take the rest to their place of living and share it with others, and they began to eat voraciously while he wondered that something had changed in him because his personality was not like that. On a quiet night, Gobro was sleeping. He began to see the level he had become, and he was asked a question if he wanted to develop, and he chose yes without. He taught him what would happen because he just wanted to sleep. On the 14th day, Gobro appeared with hair on his head and a different color on his body. When he saw himself, it turned out that he looked like his old self, but in a different being. Then the sheik came and said to them, "You two have been promoted quickly, and not even a month has passed when you were born," and they also had a big body. Gobekshi was told that he wanted to test how strong he is. He wanted to fight Gobro. A fight began between them, and Gobekshi had a strong physical physique. The fight ended with Gobro winning because he was very fast, and Gobro told him that he was superior to him in the side physical. The sound of wolves was heard coming to them, and he asked Gobmi to come out of hiding and ask her to ban the crossbows they had made. They showed wolves hunting rabbits. They saw a huge pig and they also hunted it, and the trio decided to hide their strength in front of these wolves. The first Gobmi was then hunted. The duo entered to hunt the rest. It turned out that the arrow that Gobmi had thrown had Gobro poison in it. Hunting wolves was easy because the wolves did not have group cooperation and also had no leader. They were all hunted except for the one who was hit by the arrow in the first. He remained alive, but he died suddenly. What? The important thing was that he was their leader. Gobro started eating and gained the ability to hunt, armor, and leadership. They were asked to catch such a quantity and they wondered how? They asked him to teach them how to hunt, and he accepted the order and also taught them how to make weapons. They began to thank him and chant his name. He liked it and decided to continue in this world. He ate a lot to obtain many.